Hi Sophia, thank you for stopping by. So for those who've been following this channel for a while, you know that I did have an abnormal pap smear result, which resulted into me going into surgery for them to have a LEAP procedure where they had to cut a piece of my cervix and all of that. If you're not aware of that, I will leave the link to all those details in the description box below. The reason why I'm making this video is a few months ago, actually in February, the surgery was in November. And in February I started bleeding again. So basically after the surgery everything was fine. I went back to having normal period, I went back to using the cup, went back to having sex, everything was okay. And then all of a sudden I remember it was a day before I went on a trip and there was just blood. There was blood in my underwear and I was sure it is not my period because my period was already over. I double checked my calendar, I know my dates, it was not my period. So I saw the bleeding and I was not sure, and it was a lot of bleeding. It wasn't continuous, it's just like push, like just once, just a gush of blood. I tried to ignore it, but you know, such things like if you're bleeding from your vagina, basically ladies, if you're bleeding from your vagina and it is not your period, something is wrong. Something is 100% wrong. If you're having sex with a partner and you're bleeding, something is wrong. If you're not having sex, you're just walking down Kimathi Avenue and then you start bleeding, just know that there's something wrong. But anyways, I avoided it. I tried to downplay the situation because I was traveling and I just did not have time to go see the doctor. So that was like on a Sunday. Then on a Thursday, it happened again, and this was like a lot of blood. So I freaked out. I completely freaked out because it's like, is it a result of the surgery or do I have a polyp? Because at the time I had a polyp that had to be removed. So I'm like, do I have another polyp or what's going on? So I could not wait. The trip was a 1 week trip. So when the trip ended, the following Monday, I was at my doctor's office. My doctor is at Agha Khan. She's called Dr. Wafa. She's an amazing woman. I went to see her. She did the examination and she was like, don't worry, Abby. This is just part of what happens after you have such a procedure. So sometimes bleeding and spotting will happen from time to time. I remember she was there, funny story, she was there with her assistant, who is always a man. And she was like, do you mind if he also comes and sees what's happening? I'm like, oh no, it's cool, he can come. I mean, he's also practicing to be a gynecologist, so why not? He's seen enough vaginas already. So, so he comes in, they come in, I'm seated there, my legs are wide apart, and then they're sitting there looking at my vagina. They're like, yeah, you see, this is just effects of they're now talking to each other. They're like, these are just effects of the surgery that she had. And then the doctor looks at me and says, and you know, with you, Abby, you're quite lucky because your cervix is just right there. Like the moment I open my legs, you look at it this way, put in a torch, like it's right there. Because I already know I have a very low cervix. I just didn't know that my cervix was just out there. Like the moment I open my legs, just there, you see it. There's my cervix. But so it was good that she calmed me down because I was really freaking out. You know, when you start bleeding for no apparent reason, it really freaks you out. So I was glad that she calmed me down. She told me that's nothing to worry about, but I should now start writing down if there's any bleeding. If the bleeding continues, then I definitely need to go back so that they can see what's happening, because the bleeding should not be continuous. Anyways, after seeing the doctor, I think I only bled once more, and that's it. I've never bled again outside of my period. So when it comes to the surgery, I think I can now say I am fine, you know, touch wood, because I don't want it to come back again, touch wood. But since the surgery that I had, everything has been fine. My next appointment is at the end of May, because I need to now have pap smears every 6 months, because I'm considered someone who's high risk because of the HPV that was in me. So I'm considered high risk, which means that every 6 months they have to go and do a pap smear just to make sure that the virus is not back, and if it's back, then it is not harmful. Anyway, thank you for watching this, and my parting shot to you ladies, if you have not had a pap smear before, please, it is so important, especially if you're not a virgin. If you know you've had sex at some point in your life, please go have a pap smear. It is very, very important. HPV is what causes cervical cancer. Cervical cancer is the second highest killer of Kenyan women in this country, and it is the most curable cancer there is out there. It's one of the cancers that doctors actually know what causes it, and what causes it is HPV. If you want more details about it, I already made a video about it. It's on the description box below. Please have a look at it. Go see your doctor. Go get a pap smear. It will save you a lot in the end. Please like this video, share it if you can, share it with your friends, let them know about HPV, let them know how to prevent it and how what can be done in case you have it. And by the way, 8 out of 10 women have HPV. Yes. So if you're in a matatu watching this right now, or you're in class, count 10 women. Out of those 10 women, only 2 don't have HPV. So yes, don't look at me from your high horse. You might also be having HPV right now. The thing is, you need to control it. Only, I think there are only like 17 types of HPV, 17 strands that cause cervical cancer. So they're like 100 different strands. We all have HPV. It's just that if you have one of those 17 types, then you're high risk because chances are it will grow into cancer. So they need to get it before this happens. So when you have HPV, the cancerous type, it grows in you for about 10-15 years. So when your doctor tells you that you have cervical cancer, it means HPV has been growing inside you for about 10 to 15 years. And this thing would have been stopped only if you'd gone for a pap smear and the doctor had already detected it and they would have gotten rid of it. You see how easy it is to stop cervical cancer? You see how easy it is? It is so easy. Our women should not be dying of cervical cancer at this point. Please go get screened. Go to any hospital, any clinic that do screening. Let them go and test you. I can talk about this topic for a long time because I am very passionate about it. When I got the abnormal results, I thought I was gonna die. I just thought, oh my God, Eddie, you have cervical cancer. You have like 1 year to live. Start making your wishes. Start, you know. But thank God it wasn't. They were non-cancerous, but they still took them out. I will see you next week. Please subscribe to my channel. I mean, if you've watched this video all the way up to the end, why have you not subscribed? Why have you not? Please subscribe to this channel, and I will see you next week. Thank you for stopping by.